enthusiasm to be compassionate. And B, enthusiasm to be compassionate. A, enthusiasm to be working hard. I want to work hard. I want to work and I want to live. Jesus said, it's with the sweat of his brow that he shall eat bread on all days of his life. Absolutely true. Earning your own bread, working hard gives you happiness. If you get someone else's money, if you amass money, or if you get money from your parents, that won't give you the happiness that you get by earning money yourself and spending it. So I wish all of you, all the viewers, health and happiness for the rest of your life. Now, what is disease? This is an aberration. This is an accident. Even if you follow a healthy lifestyle, diseases are not preventable totally. You can't say no disease will come anywhere near me. No, it's not possible. But if you follow the traffic rules on the road, accidents are less. Similarly, if you follow lifestyle management, accidents are less. Way back in the last century, a young doctor in Venice wrote that if you want to be healthy, you have to be compassionate. And if you want to be healthy, you must give health to others or happiness to others. And this is true even today. And what he said was, for any disease, there are three things. A, change of mode of living. You change your lifestyle. B, drugs rarely, if any, necessary. 2, diet. What you eat probably makes your mind work the way you want to work. If you eat very tamasic food, you become very angry. Like, meat eaters are very angry like a tiger or a lion. But if you are a vegetarian, if you are a vegan, you are very quiet like a lamb. So it all depends. But at the same time, remember, it's not, energy doesn't come from your food for you to do your activities. Energy comes from the sun. And the food is only for growth. And once you are 25 years old, you don't grow. So overeating is bad. So my advice to you about food is moderation in food intake. That's very important. That's what Ayurveda says. Nitya, Hita, Mita, Ahara Sevi. Eat in moderation what you like to eat. So don't say this is bad, that is bad, there is cholesterol, that's saturated fat and all. Don't unnecessarily have the stress because that will kill you. You simply say, I like this food, but I'll eat it in moderation. Even if you eat poison once in a while, nothing happens because it's also good for you. But you must eat it in moderation. Remember that. The word moderation is the most important thing in life. In every walk of life, moderation will help you. Moderation will keep you happy. So friends, to be healthy, work very hard. That's what Ayurveda says. Samikshakari. Samikshakari means work very, very hard. It doesn't mean what work you do. But one important criterion is the work that you do, you must love it. If you don't love the work, leave the work, change it. Or try to love it after you get the work. But getting the work that you love is the first criterion. If you don't get it, love the work that you get. And if both are not possible, change it and get some other work. But never have stress when you work, because when you do something that you don't want to do, you require 3 times the energy. To bring yourself to do it, one amount of energy, to do it another amount of energy, and then to get back another amount of energy. Whereas when you love what you do, you simply do it, and that's one energy only. So it's that simple. So health is very, very important. And if you are healthy, you are wealthy. Health is the best wealth that you can get. And remember, if you are not a very rich man, health will ruin you both ways. Because health will rob you of your capacity to work your daily wages. B, it will also make you spend what little you have in the hospitals and doctors. Today's world, doctors are not taught about health. Unfortunately, I have been a medical college professor for nearly half a century. I am yet to see books on health in the library of medical colleges. We have thousands and millions of books on disease. We are disease-oriented teaching, disease-oriented thinking. Even, when you come to the government, I was telling our health minister the other day, we met in Raipur, that's Chhattisgarh. I was telling him, you are not a health minister of India, you are a disease minister of India. You only deal with diseases. Health is something different. Now, what does health require? A, clean drinking water for everybody. B, 3 quality meals in a day, nutritious meals, which are healthy. and uncontaminated. 3. Good sleep. 4. Hard work. 5. Happiness. 6. Loving others. 7. Looking after others and compassion. Empathy, as it's called. See, there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is supposing you're going in your car, you see an accident, you say, oh my God, they had an accident, and you go away. No, empathy is you say, oh my God, there's an accident. Let me wait and see what I can do. So you stop your car and see if you can help those people in distress to reach the hospital or reach the destination. So this doesn't happen in society. We all have sympathy for others. We sympathize with them, but we don't empathize with them. Empathy is putting yourself into their shoes and then feeling how it feels, where it pinches. The wearer only knows where it pinches. So then only you realize how difficult it is. And that is exactly what is meant by health. As I said, coming to happiness, happiness is a state of mind. It's a journey, and you should be happy all the time. There's no time we can say, well, today I'm unhappy, but let me tomorrow onwards I'll be happy. No, you will never be happy tomorrow also. Tomorrow again you think of the same thing. Day after tomorrow the same thing. So it's a journey. Start now and be healthy today. And be content with what you have. Our problem is we are never content with what we have. I'll give you a small joke, a story. A fisherman was sleeping on the shade of a tree in the beach at about 10 o'clock in the morning, putting his feet on the top of his leg and then lying down there. Then an American MBA comes there. He is visiting his village. So he says, hey, what are you doing? He says, don't you see I'm lying down? Why? What's your job? I'm fishing. You're not fishing, you're lying down. He said, I've gone to the sea, fished enough in the morning, I've collected enough money, and that's enough for me. He says, no, you're mistaken. That's not business sense. You must go to the sea now also. And then you must have more boats. 1 boat, 2 boats. Then he said, then what? Then you get more boats. Then he said, then you get a trawler. Then he said, then you get a ship. Then you get tons of money. And then you can put your feet up. And he said, look, I'm doing all that right now. Why worry about collecting money? I'm enjoying life as it is. So enjoy life and be happy wherever you are and whatever you are. And don't be greedy. Greed kills. And remember one thing, positive thoughts in the mind make you healthy. Negative thoughts in the mind are very unhealthy, especially destructive thoughts about others, which is called in English hostility. And hatred and hostility are the biggest burdens that you can bear. Life is not long enough to have enough hostility and anger against others. So love everyone. Now you may say, no, somebody has hurt me. How can I love him? Those who hurt you, you must love them more, because that will teach them a lesson to be compassionate to others, if not to you. So you must go out of your way to make your enemy happy. And you must love your enemy as Jesus Christ said, because it's the enemy that wants to hurt you. And when you love him, he feels bad to hurt you. So he'll stop hurting you. So that's the way to win over your enemy. So you are happy either way. If you have a goal in life, you are happy wherever you are. You may be in the worst situation, but still you will say, oh no, I am happy because I want to be happy. So that is happiness and health. So friends, when you are happy and healthy, you are well. So as I said, if you convert the ego of I into we, all of us together, you'll be happy. Today with biophoton camera, we can photograph yourself. And when the cells are all happy, they'll be dancing in tune with each other. And they'll be dancing together. And that's the state of health. And when they're unhappy, they don't synchronize with one another. And that's the state where you don't. And even then, you can correct all that with your mind. And mind is a very powerful thing. And where is the mind? Never mind. Most of us think mind is in the brain. No, my mind is a too large an organ to be constrained to a small organ like the brain. Mind is a canvas on which your thoughts are fed. So mind is there in every cell of the human body. So we have a mind in the head, we have a mind in the brain, we have a mind in the hand, leg. So you can imagine now, supposing a patient had a cancer and severe pain in the hand, and let's say the doctor has removed that hand. Sometimes he will get the same hand, without the hand there, but he'll get the pain in the same hand, which is called phantom pain. All that is because the mind has an image of the hand and the pain comes in the mind. So healing also starts in the mind, which is called quantum healing or belief healing or faith healing. You would have noticed in the West, people go to Lourdes water for when they are not well, because it's a belief, and it does a lot of good. Belief heals. Similarly, in India and other parts, we believe in a lot of things, and when you have genuine beliefs, you get the benefit out of it. When you don't believe fully, then you don't get the benefit. So it's a faith that heals, and faith healing is called placebo healing or self-healing. And remember, all healing starts with our mind, and the part of the mind that heals is the mind that looks after your body. And just as an atom knows the structure of a molecule, every body cell knows the structure of its organ. So you can rebuild an organ with your mind, which is called self-healing. And self-healing is a possibility. So you don't have to all the time have some external help to heal yourself if you're not well. But when you're well, you don't require anybody's help except your help. And that help is compassion, brothers. So in short, let me reiterate what I said. I said, when you have faith, when you have trust, when you love yourself and love others, and when you become a very spiritual person, when you see God in you and God in everyone else. Now, if I see God in me, if I recognize God in me, and if I recognize God in Pranav and Patrav, then I can't hate them. So naturally, that's the best way. You become a spiritual person. Spiritual person doesn't mean you go to the temple or become a religious person. No. And see, religion also, we fight about religion because religions are different things. We don't have to fight there. My religion I like, well, I love it. But I must love others' religions also and let them love their religion. And then your happiness there spreads everywhere. So all this distress in society where we hate each other is due to silly reasons, wrong concepts in our own mind. And if you widen our mind to have compassion, you are always healthy. So to be healthy, friends, work very hard. Don't think of the tiredness. You don't get hard work never kills. I have never seen anybody dying of hard work. I've seen people dying of laziness, not doing anything. So work very hard and be universally compassionate and to hate nobody. And if you did that, you're very healthy and you're very happy. Thank you very much. Hello, Pranav. You want to ask questions? Yeah, I can hear you very well. Sai Sudha, did you get it in Bombay also? Did you get it in Bombay also?
Yeah, I live in Bombay.
No, did you get this talk come in Bombay? Okay.
Yeah, but before vote of thanks, I would like. But before going for vote of thanks, I would like to shoot one question to Dr. Hegde.
Please.
Okay.
Questions welcome, answers not guaranteed.
You know, your speech was wonderful and very helpful to our group and this live streaming. Many thousands of people are watching right now live. Excellent knowledge and thoughts said by you. Only one question is that you didn't cover that stress part, how people do get rid of this stress or relieve with this type of lifestyle with Eastern world and Western world.
I'm sorry, you probably didn't catch it. All that I said is, if you don't have negative thoughts in the mind, No stress is there at all. If you have only positive thoughts, you love everyone, you want to help everyone, where is the negative? Where is the stress? Stress comes when you don't see two things. One is work stress. When you don't like what you do, you are terribly stressed. That is called distress. There's a difference between stress and distress. Stress is an integral part of life. Without stress, you don't survive. Supposing you say you don't want any stress and you go to Himalayas and build a small little cubicle there, sit inside, you will die within a week. It's what happens with voodoo death in Africa. But if you want life, you want stress. As somebody was saying, you have no problem, you don't want to have a problem, go and get, you go die, you don't have any problem after that. But if you want life, you have problems. So when you have problems, you solve them. And if you are determined to solve your problems, where is stress? So stress is an integral part of life. Don't say stress. What you're meaning was distress. When you bend under an ordinary stress in an abnormal way, that becomes distress. That is disease. Distress is disease. And stress is health. So stress is good, distress is bad.
Excellent. Thank you.
If you want, there is a small book for you written by a Pandit in the stress research called Hans Selye. It's called Stress and Distress, a small book. Please buy it and read it, you will understand. Hans Selye was a young medical student in Canada in the early part of the last century. And he had a grandmother who was conventional thinking. So this boy was so studious. He was reading for about 18 hours a day. Day and night he was reading. Then one day she came and said, no, too much reading is bad for you, you'll go mad. Then this fellow said, you will get stressed. Then he said, what's my grandmother talking about? I love reading and I enjoy it. And how can I be stressed? So when he passed in 1936, he wrote a letter to the editor of Nature. What is stress? Nobody took up the gauntlet. Nobody answered that. By 1956, he had 36,000 research papers on stress. That he wrote a monograph on stress. And then the monograph was too big for ordinary people like you and me to read. So he wrote a smaller book, Stress and Distress, a small book. Hans Selye, Hanssellye. Hans Selye was in Ontario. I think yes, he's in Ontario, in Canada. So he became world famous. So stress and distress are two things. You read that.
Doctor, one more question. As your experience related to this cardiology and diabetology, how challenging in upcoming days about this patient treatment? Can you please enlighten some, like how patients should be relaxed or kind of?
Patients require a lot of counseling. Remember that. And doctors think doctors these days have no time to counsel patients. The minute you open your mouth, he'll write a tablet. That's not the way to practice medicine. First, you listen to the patient, understand his problems, his worries, his anxieties, his happinesses, everything you understand. Once you understand the man, you understand the disease. Hippocrates said, know the patient more than his disease. And this is very important. If you do that, there's no problem at all. What's the problem? Then another thing is, we should not be over enthusiastic in prescribing drugs. Because only yesterday I wrote an article about the side effects of drug. When a new drug comes to the market, the tendency is the drug companies push it. And they really, how they advertise, and they really push it to their doctors. And immediately you start writing. I have always a principle. I wait till the drug has been out in the market for about 5 years before I start writing a new drug, unless it's a drug which is life-saving and inevitable. Like, for example, there were some new drugs for hypertension. You're talking about cardiovascular disease and diabetes. So these doctors, these drug representatives come and say, this is a very good doctor, this is very, very nice doctor, this is the best drug doctor. This is nothing compared to the older doctors. So immediately they write. The one example is that sartans, what are called ARBs. That is, this is a new class of drugs which blocks the angiotensin II receptor blockers. They are called ARBs, ARBs. One of them is losartan. Now, I have never written a single prescription of losartan in the last 3 years that is out, because I'm waiting for another 2 years to know what is happening. And I was so happy yesterday because a new thing came out. They found losartan is connected with cancer. Losartan will bring on cancer. So United States has banned losartan. They don't sell it here. And they're doing a lot of research to find out what's the connection between losartan and cancer. See,
Really?
this comes out, the real truth comes out when the drug is let loose on the gullible public. That's why I wait for 5 years. And this experience has stood me in good stead. I write less drugs and less medicines, and I counsel more and talk to them and pat them on the back. You will be surprised. In my 50 years of experience in this field, patting on the back and encouraging a patient will heal more than a drug. And now, see, for example, the same experience I had with another new drug which came about 20 years ago called milrinone. When milrinone first came, they said, oh, it's a fantastic drug for heart failure. It was used immediately. Actually, it was not available in Bombay, in India. But you have these big doctors in Bombay. There are big shots, all three-piece suits and all kinds of things. So they started writing immediately milrinone. And the patient had poor, rich patients in Bombay had to get the milrinone from America. So it went on. And then started a human study called the PROMISE study, Prospective Randomized Milrinone Evaluation Study. And that showed that milrinone treated patients had 37% more deaths. Then, I said, no, I have not started milrinone. I will not start milrinone. Milrinone came, milrinone went. But people who have died thanks to our enthusiasm. So enthusiasm to write drugs is not healthy. Enthusiasm to work hard is healthy.
Doctor, one more thing. As you mentioned, this counseling is most important part while the doctor meets the patient. How the placebo work in this stage, all these cardiac diabetic patients and as well as other therapy patients also?
Placebo is a real thing. Placebo is the only thing that works. Actually, placebo works in all situations. Ultimately, the faith that you have in the drug or the surgery.
But if I ask you the percentage wise, how we
placebo, I was telling Pranav the other day, placebo percentage now is calculated to be 59%.
Wow.
So drug companies are in difficulty now to get a drug which is better than placebo.
Doctor, but now we reach to the people, right? Yeah. How important this webinar is right now, you see that?
Absolutely.
Because Hegde speak about this placebo, right? When I tell about people that about the placebo, they're, oh, no. I have to eat medicine. Don't give me placebo, right? So
you will be surprised now. There is what's called open-ended placebo also. There's a placebo which is open-ended. The patient who takes the medicine knows it is a placebo. Still it works.
Yeah,
if he has faith. In the olden days, placebo was blinded. People didn't know what they were taking, placebo or real drug. But today they know they are taking placebo, but still it works.
Absolutely. Oh, I agree with you. Thank you very much for this comment. And I want all the live watchers to hear this line about the placebo and important thing. Dr. Bhatt, from your side, any points still till the time I noted down few things?
I think we are done.
No, I cannot. No, that's fine. I lost the connectivity.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Now let me conclude it, and thank you very much, Dr. Hegde. And
you just Padru, express word of thanks. If you can hear me, words are poor barriers to express my word of thanks to this great gentleman whose speeches are like translational medical meditation. When he speaks, he directly connects to God, and the way he represents scientific dissertations is unheard of, at least by me in my last 25 years of my journey as a doctor of complementary medicine. His facts are based on statistical data, scientific dissertations. They are undisputed facts. And today, I may say so with absolute authority that not only the studio, not only my endeavor, but entire scientific community following NPAF is truly blessed. And we are deeply honored to have Dr. B.M. Hegde in our studio today. The endeavor to promote NPAF and the concept of alternative medicine has picked up the right momentum with the auspicious presence of Dr. Hegde. I do not know whether will I be able to pull him over for the second time, but during his stay here in the United States, I would like to have him at least with us for 3 to 4 times. I will talk to him for his next favorable schedule. I know his schedules are extremely tight, and a lot of people are trying to nab this opportunity to have him in his studio. Very recently, I saw a video in which none other than Dr. Deepak Chopra was reading his illustrious CV. That indeed feel me deeply honored that I got a chance to read the CV of a scholarly doctor whose CV was read by Dr. Chopra. So I cannot hear him. There is a breakdown of a linkage between me and Dr. Hegde, but audio linkage is gone. But I will try to talk to him. And as of now, all over the world, more than 1,200 professionals are watching, and this video will be watched by many more in days to come. Numbers will propagate, and we are indeed thankful to Dr. Hegde for providing us the opportunity to listen his views. Dr. Hegde?
Thank you. You're most welcome. Okay, I'll close it.
Thank you, Dr. Hegde.
Okay, thank you.